This is USA News Today, and what I'm about to share with you will absolutely blow your mind. Now listen. I don't care if you're left, right, center, or hanging off the edge of a cliff politically. When we start talking about firing veterans, gutting public servants, and disrespecting decades of loyal service to this nation, we've crossed a line. Did you hear that? The Biden administration and the bureaucrats under his watch have been firing probationary federal workers. Many of them veterans like they're disposable trash. These are Americans who wore the uniform, risked their lives, served this country. For 20 years now being treated like a 23-year-old intern. This is a disgrace. And we just heard it straight from the Senate floor in a confirmation hearing. These aren't conspiracy theories. This is real, raw, and ripping through the core of American patriotism. Today we're reacting to a hearing where Mr. Powers and Mr. Kaine, two potential defense appointees, testified about some seriously disturbing issues. Benchmarks, workforce firings, mental health, reservist integration, and more. So buckle up, patriots. It's time to dig in and expose what's really happening behind closed doors. Before we dive in, don't forget to smash that like button, share this video, and subscribe to stay armed with the truth the mainstream media refuses to tell you. And turn on that bell, because the truth doesn't wait.
Mr. Powers, let me just pick up on what the senator just said. I heard you say you're going to, within weeks, if you're confirmed, and I think you will be, that you'll establish benchmarks and markers. If you come back and testify before us in early January of next year, do you think you'll be able to say that you will have achieved those benchmarks and milestones that you're going to set out very soon?
I think I can come back and tell you what those benchmarks and milestones are and when we expect to get those checked off. Not getting them actually completed by January. That's not going to happen.
Okay, I see. Well, we'll explore that further. Thank you, but thank you very much for that answer. Senator Kaine, you are recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, and this is a great panel, all people highly qualified for the positions. Mr. Coleman, you began and finished your testimony with the United States is worth defending, and it made me think if the United States is worth defending, and we all believe that it is, then public service to the United States is worth defending. I found it interesting, a common theme in all of your opening testimonies, and you each write them independently, but you all emphasize the deep connections that both you and family members have had to the service of the United States in civilian capacities, in military capacities, in judicial capacities. Each of you walked through your life and chose to allocate a lot of your 5 minutes to talk about your justified pride in serving the country. I've got an awful lot of public servants in Virginia who are right now feeling like they've just been cast aside. And this is not about any of you, but in the same way that you feel pride in having served the country and excitement about this next opportunity for service, in the same way that a whole lot of people in this room and a whole lot of people behind me up here feel pride that they've chosen to serve their country by being U.S. public servants. Tens of thousands of public servants have been riffed, doged, kicked out, fired, locked out of their office, placed on administrative leave with virtually no process to analyze the merits of their service.
Benchmarking smoke and mirrors. So first off, Mr. Powers says he'll set benchmarks and milestones within weeks of confirmation. Great. But then he admits, oh yeah, they won't actually be achieved anytime soon. That's the deep state for you. Lots of talk, no accountability. We're sick of waiting. Americans want results, not plans. Public service is patriotism. Senator Kaine made a rare point I agree with. Public service is worth defending. Absolutely. But why does the left say that, while simultaneously laying off public servants? En masse, it's all empty words. The only people they defend are their donors and DC insiders. 30% of civilian federal workers are VTARs. Let me say that again. 30% of federal civilian workers are veterans, and Biden's people have been firing them in droves. No due process. No merit review. Just dumped. Probationary or not. These are warfighters. Heroes, patriots, not pawns, treating veterans like trash. These men and women go from battlefield to bureaucracy, only to be cast aside like garbage during their first year of civilian service. They didn't do that to Hunter Biden when he was high on the job. But apparently, it's okay to do it to a veteran who served 25 years, fixing the Navy's workforce, Mr. Coleman says he wasn't part of the past firings, but he hopes to do things right. We'll see. He talked about using data to manage transitions and floated the idea of a military-style TAPS program to help move civilians into the private sector. That's a start, but I want action, not studies. Mental health matters, but not. If it's just talk, the Brandon Act was passed to support mental health access for sailors, but talk is cheap. Implementation matters. We need to break the stigma and deliver the services. Let's hope Mr. Coleman's not just giving us another polished DC pitch. Respect the reservists. Finally, Coleman, a reservist himself, pushed for stronger integration of reserve forces into Navy operations. That's a no-brainer. Our reservists are some of the most skilled, underutilized people in this country. They've got real-world experience in military discipline. The perfect combo.
The productivity of the office they work in or their own careers. A whole lot of them have been fired for the simple reason that they're probationary, that they can be fired, that they're in their first year of service and they have little recourse. Because the federal civilian service is about 30% veteran compared to the public sector being in the single digits veteran, the victims of this mass firing of federal employees in the last 8 months have been disproportionately veterans, overwhelmingly veterans. DOD civilians, USAID employees, because veterans serve long periods of time, and then when they transition to civilian workforce, even if they've been in the military for 25 years, in that first year, you're a person of great expertise, but you're a probationary employee, just like a 23-year-old who can be cast aside like you're trash. And so I'm glad that each of you in your own way decided when you had 5 minutes before the committee, the thing that you really wanted to tell us about yourself was your pride in serving this nation in a whole variety of different ways. And I want everyone who serves this country to feel proud of it, to want to do it, and to feel respected and appreciated for having done it. Mr. Coleman, I appreciated our visit in the office a lot, and this is a really important post, as all of your posts are important. I'm the lead Democrat on the Sea Power Subcommittee, so the Navy Marine issue is really important to Virginia, really important to me. One of my kids is a Marine reservist. How are you going to, should you be confirmed in the Navy, ensure a smooth transition for employees who were in the deferred resignation program or the voluntary early retirement authority? How can you manage that in a smooth way while maintaining operational readiness?
Senator, thank you for the question. And the civilian workforce that we have is critical to our national security and the Department of the Navy. And the decisions that were made previously was not something I took part in, but future transitions of individuals, and if we do need to make right-sizing adjustments, need to be made done in a data-driven way to ensure that we're making the right decisions for the Department of the Navy. One opportunity we could explore is something similar to the TAPS program that the active duty military has to look at what options to transition are. Shipbuilding and workforce is a critical thing that we have to think about in the private sector. There could be opportunities to take folks who have adjacent expertises and help make those seamless transitions happen for them. But I look forward to diving in deeper and understanding the problem more deeply.
You and I talked in my office, and I won't go further into it, about the Brandon Act, which is an act that I helped to get passed to really focus upon the mental health needs of sailors, and there's components to it that are applicable throughout the defense enterprise. Really important that those resources be available, that there be no stigma attached to seeking mental health services. I know that you share that goal. And then the last thing is, we talked about the civilian workforce, but you were also a reservist. Talk about the way to make sure that our reservists are really fully, integrated into the Navy mission.
Senator Kaine, thanks for the question. There's an immense, to the chairman's point, eagerness to serve our country with very unique skill sets. And I think the reserves has a unique opportunity to take the existing reserve members we have and bring in new members for very targeted skill sets that we can put them into roles so they can have immediate impact within the Department of Navy. I think of people who are in banking or consulting or are on the front lines of manufacturing that we need direct insight into in the service. I think we can find ways to make use of their skills very quickly.
Thank you for that. I yield back, Mr. Chair.
Let me be clear. We don't abandon our veterans. We honor them. We don't fire public servants for political optics. We back them up. We don't allow weak leadership to dismantle our institutions. We fight back. What we're witnessing is a disgraceful failure of values, and every American who believes in service, sacrifice, and national pride should be up in arms about it. So what can you do? Share this video. Wake up your friends. Leave a comment with #StandWithVets if you're tired of watching good people get tossed aside. We're not done exposing the rot in the system. Not by a long shot. Until next time, this is USA News Today, bringing you the truth they don't want you to hear. Stay strong, stay loud, and stay free. God bless you, and God bless the United States of America.